Throughout the history of the world, there has been different phases, different eras, different ages, different time periods, if you will. And I've had the privilege of living through a few different time periods myself. And I'm only 33 years old, but I was lucky enough to experience the world for a little while before the internet and cell phones took over. So, there was the pre-internet era and then there was the post-internet era. I got to experience them both. And then I believe that we all lived through another time period. I believe that there was a time before Donald Trump tried to run for president and a time after Donald Trump ran for president. And I say this because it seems as if half the world went absolutely crazy. No exaggeration. I'm not joking. It really felt like half the world went absolutely insane when Donald Trump became president. It's as if it broke people's minds. They totally changed. There's people who I knew and grew up with that overnight became different people. There was a world before Trump and there is a world after. And the world before Trump, it was different. Trump broke a lot of these people. It's like their brains broke, malfunctioned. They had complete meltdowns. They call it TDS syndrome. I don't know. But I think you all kind of get what I'm saying here. Because there's no denying the fact that people were different, acted different. People weren't as radicalized by politics. A lot of people didn't even care about politics. All of a sudden, Donald Trump entered the mix and people absolutely lost it. And I watched as the media and as regular people just worked themselves up into a complete frenzy about Donald Trump. And I never really understood the outrage, but every single day, all day, it was Trump this, Trump that, I hate Trump. Did you see what Trump did today? Did you hear what Trump said today? And I'm someone that has always liked to do my own research. And I'm hearing that this guy is so horrible, so bad. And if that's true, I need to know. And I would look into things and he just didn't seem as bad as what they said. And every day it would be, oh my God, Trump said this today. And then I would look into things and it turned out that they would clip him out of context. They would take his words out of context. Or they would just create fake things that he never said. And I would just sit here like, I don't know what is going on with people, but I've never seen anything like it. But at the same time, I'm someone that is very open to people having their own opinions. I don't need everyone to think like me. I don't even want everyone to think like me. I'm glad that we have people with different opinions and different viewpoints in this world. But unfortunately, most people aren't like me. And all of these people who were working themselves into a frenzy over Donald Trump, they were not tolerant of people who had a different opinion at all. In fact, they would form hate mobs and they kind of invented cancel culture in order to cancel people who supported Donald Trump. And people would literally lose their jobs, lose their livelihoods, be depersoned and be deplatformed simply for maybe voicing support for one of the presidential candidates. And I found that to be insane, but the hatred that these people had for Trump, it quickly consumed them. It consumed them to the point that their lives became all about disliking Trump. I saw bright, talented people literally throw away their lives to just become nothing more than a vessel of hatred towards Trump. We watched people in Hollywood, talented actors, musicians, We've seen some of them who suffer from TDS, and it's extreme. They lost all of their creative ability. Their eyes get sunken into their head and they get really wide. They all have this look to them. And I really feel like Trump somehow triggered some type of mental illness within a lot of these people. One of those people being Rosie O'Donnell. How many of you all remember Rosie O'Donnell? Man, oh man, has she changed over the years. And she has to be one of the main people with TDS. And when I say, like, when I'm talking about someone who just allowed TDS to consume them, Rosie O'Donnell is one of the prime examples of that. You can hate Rosie O'Donnell. I don't like any of her opinions, but I do believe that she was kind of bright, bubbly, and talented at one point. And now she has become a sunken hole of far leftist freaking hatred. I don't even know how to explain it, but she's got the look down pat. She's abandoned any creative opportunities, no movies, no nothing. You don't hear from her at all unless she's online melting down about Donald Trump, which is what she did just recently. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Are you watching this moron speak? Can he form a coherent sentence? He is the worst thing that ever happened. Period. And he's just babbling like an incoherent asshole. He's like Dr. Doom. He's the worst thing. Oh, you know what? He just lies, lies, lies. I am done with Donald Trump. Let's be done with Donald, okay? Done with Donald.
Oh, God. She is difficult to listen to. She is the absolute worst these days, but I used to really like Rosie. And to be clear, I don't dislike her now just because she doesn't like Trump. You don't have to like Trump for me to like you. I'm accepting of people with different opinions than mine. I don't dislike her because she dislikes Trump. I dislike her because she's allowed her hatred of Trump to consume her to the point that she is a shell of what she used to be. I know a lot of you watching this maybe never liked her, okay? But growing up, I really liked Rosie. She used to be bubbly and bright, had a great sense of humor, charming. And now look at her. She looks like she's been in a basement somewhere for 10 years watching CNN, MSNBC, just fuming over Trump instead of going out there and maybe, I don't know, making a movie, do something. But yeah, growing up, Rosie O'Donnell was someone, you know, the 90s loved Rosie. And for me growing up, she was in roles like, what was that movie? Harriet the Spy and stuff like that. Rosie O'Donnell was always someone that felt warming and loving, right? And she would always host the Kids' Choice Awards. I really liked Rosie growing up. And I feel like it was kind of hard not to like her because she presented herself in a way that I felt like was unique, but also I feel like she could easily win people over with her personality. Now there's no personality at all. Now it's just dry, utter hatred. And you could tell by the way she looks that this has consumed her. And I'm not saying, oh, look, it's because Rosie O'Donnell got old. Listen, we all age. But we don't all age in a way that Rosie's aging. Rosie's aging in a way that's making herself look more and more like some of these deranged leftists that you see on X or Twitter. By the way, go follow me over there, and we can make fun of deranged leftists together. But she's starting to look more and more like those people. And I just feel like the light, and you may disagree with this, but I feel like the light that used to live inside of Rosie, because I really feel like she used to have a light. I really feel like she used to be a brighter person than this. But that light has been extinguished. And she's not the only one. There's tons of people just like her. You have people in your family like her. You have friends or former friends that are like her. We all know someone who just got completely broken by Donald Trump. And that's why I say we've lived in two different periods. We lived in a period prior to Trump running for president and a period after Trump ran for president. And regardless if you're on Trump's side or not, you cannot deny that the world has gotten crazier and a lot of people have lost their minds since Trump ran for president. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing towards Trump. I'm saying that mainly as a bad thing towards the other people who have allowed one man to just drive them completely insane. Listen, I don't like Joe Biden. It's been tough for the last 4 years knowing that Joe Biden is not fit for office, knowing that we got a walking, talking, dementia-ridden corpse for president. It's been tough. But I don't allow that to consume me 24/7 to the point that I am nothing more than just a big ball of fat hatred for Biden. No, I have a life. I do things I enjoy. I talk about other things. I focus on other things. And yeah, I might dislike Biden and I talk about that too, but I don't allow it to consume me. And I hope you all never allow anything to consume you to the point that Rosie O'Donnell has allowed Donald Trump to consume her. But for now, go ahead and consume some comments down in the comment section. And don't just eat them. Be sure to drop some as well. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And if you find yourself getting too worked up by all of this, remember, it's just political cinema.